see. All right. And here we go. My name BK. Wonderful. You are a wonderful. Yes, you. Yes, it's true. Where's my greens? Because yes, I still look a little different. I am still wearing glasses. Excuse me. So see, yes. All you gotta do is say yes. Don't deny what you feel. Let me address it, baby. Open up your mind. Just rest. I'm about to let you know you make me oh, so. You make me so. And all you gotta do. I need to paint it here and stop burning candles next to corners and things. Hey, okay, so listen, right? As you all may know, I am always making content. I am led by my intuition. I am guided by my feelings. I am in tune with the spirit, and my ancestors is always talking to me. Jesus walks. Hey, I'm trying to show me the way. They're trying to bring me. Oh, he walks with me, when I want Jesus. Oh, please don't fail me now. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so listen. So shout outs to is I say terrible icy. Shout out to Phoenix Marvelous because you are marvelous. I don't know the words for this song, but Flavor Vivic, Go Like the Goat Cody, Arlene, um I have to do it. I have to do it. Viv's hair therapy, y'all, cause and today soul and vibration. Come and get your mango, baby. Yes. And Lillian, abundant as fuck. Cause we is the house of abundance with your star player BK is likely cousins. Can, where you been at? Can. And Chris RCO. Or wait, it's R CEO. Yep, you, the one, and quite a few others. A lot of people are just because it's like a list I'm just going through. And thank everybody. I am aware of you. Namaste. I can feel you and I love it. It is wonderful. And and last but not leastly, because I got to do it. It'd be every. She comes to touch. What's the tea? What's the chatter, LaRasha? What's the chatter, LaRasha? Yeah, so many of y'all like philosophical. Yes, Capricorn, Capricorn Sun, Moody Scorpio, to all of y'all. Look, I thank you, and and I'm, and I will always love. Okay, shout out to rest in paradise. It's a beautiful day in paradise. And, oh, here we go. Because I got to make a shout out to my girl Kyra's Crystal Vision. Girl, give me some dap boop because you're the dopest, and I know this. Yes, I do. And ooh, just had to get all out the way. And I think if this is your first time seeing me, visiting me on Bachentos, my name is Will BK, Spiritual Renegade Potential. I'm sorry, that was on Scorpio Moon because I'm a Pisces rising. Tada. I am a Capricorn Sun and a Scorpio moon for y'all. And so, all right, so listen, I said all that to say. So I'm always being led by the spirit, channeling God in me doing things through the Christ that is strengthening of me with fortitude and solidarity, strength and serenity, and just the in the real world in 3Ds they call that grit, tenacity, perseverance, and scram. I'm like Leo on steroids. There's some other stuff I'm not gonna say out loud. But yes. So I I got these downloads too because I am manned of many talents. Yes, it is. And I love ya. And I thank you. But so see what happened was I had got these channel download that the messages incoming messages. All right, so here we go. Because listen, I am like I said, I gave you my luminaries. Those are my sun, moon, and rising placements. That's astrology, yes. And that is just one aspect of all that is and ever was and will be, and the now that we are always in, because all we ever have is right now. But I was led to come here and talk to you about two things. One, what it means to be a divine, what it means to be an elect, or I guess, chosen, whatever you want to call it, anointed, seen by the spirits. And what it means to be divine, feminine, the yin side of life, the receptive sides of things, the introverted, like intimate, subtle life, like, beautiful, like feminine side of things, right? And then also what it means to be to have and hold and have to learn to embrace and accept and love and cherish and savor the flavor of being a divine feminine man, right? So I'm gonna try to make this real quick because I know that is a lot to break down. But this is just a little snippet. The rest is gonna be on the Patreons and my other platforms and things. So check those out when they are available. I will let you know. Um, but yes, so let's start with divine divinity, chosenness, and things. Okay, so I think I've talked about this before in one of my other videos. Go back and check out some of my other content. I think I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my stuff, but I feel like I do good work. Like this is something I did all on my own onto it. It's so wonderful. It feels so nice. Um, but basically, so there are certain people born at certain times, and people who are reincarnations of certain things of past energies that are very relevant and necessary in this now, right? We come here. I guess we choose it to be a mission to make this like the last pit stop on our way to like paradise, right, or something. I don't know, right? But we get here, right, and we are pillars, beacons. I'm a cardinal in a lot of ways. So I am a foundational like pillar point. I've seen this. This was exposed to me a few years ago. Um I am so many different types of flavors of like specialness, I guess, that I was sent specifically to this family in this lifetime with this body and this personality for the people around me, I guess, whatever, to be a bridge point of humanity and 3Ds all the way up to like the 13Ds and like just like being able to bring everything into kind of like alignment, I guess you could say, right? Like being like, okay, so like imagine, okay, because if you're a comic book nerd, you might get this. Okay, so in X-Men Evolution, right? Towards the end, there was this like every series has this like breaking point of like the apocalypse of like the end times, the battle for the fate of humanity of things or whatever. And so towards like the mid ends of the battle, because what it was there was one deity entity thing, force being thing, right, that had so much power and so much, reality manipulation abilities and things. But this was a dark entity, right? that just this one thing existing on the plane of Earth with humans was just like a precursor to the end times, right? And was here, simply really to like maim, kill, destroy, and corrupt and things, right? And so it took basically for the entire planet of all of the mutants or people who were born different or special or had some type of special abilities or things all had to basically come together and connect as one type of, because it was even in this community there were different tribes, different types of peoples, right? Different people with similar abilities, different people from the different same areas that stuck together in clans and things. um peoples who, even though they were all of this other side of lifeliness, like type of, they all are understanding of this special flavor of dimensions of the world that most other people aren't even aware of. A lot of these people in this community, um, in these groups, didn't see eye to eye. So it would be a lot of battling just within that community in and of itself, right? But these were also people who were humans, born with human bodies, mostly for the most part, right? And so they all had to come together and to make like this basically planetary global worldwide net, like basically like the internet, like a collective consciousness of we the people are standing strong as one united force against all of the forces of satanism and evil, and gonna do whatever it takes in seeing eye to eye and focusing our energies of all of our different flavors and special like uniqueness things to be like, you know only good will triumph over evil and we can all be good, right? Or something like that. And so that is kind of like what I am here for. Like, I guess you could say I am one of those mutants, and I guess I am a high level mutant or something. I don't know. They just tell me what they tell me when it's time for me to know, right? And tell me what to share with the peoples, right? And so I am part of that net and network of like we keep the planet safe to 11 on the clock. Like we keep the planet safe, we keep the people aware. Like we are like we're the avatar, we're the blue people. We're both the people of all the elements, and we are also the blue people connecting to like spirit and nature and things, and right. And so we are always faced with a lot of different types of challenges in this life that really like are unseen by most, don't make any sense, and like even if people did know, they would never kind of understand or get it because that's not the type of life they have to experience. So it's outside of their realm and capabilities and spectrum of understanding, so to speak, right? And so it just be a lot of stuff that goes on, that just be going on, and what a lot of us on this side of life call it is spiritual warfare, because at the end of the day it really is just a battle of the forces of good and evil, and also the demons and the godliness within ourselves, and balancing the energies of masculine and feminine, and becoming basically balanced in every way in one whole person, right? And so that's divinity. Now that was a nice little segue because it goes right into the femininity aspects of things, right? So so femininity, um it's a lot of things. I just heard Oshun in my head, who is an African goddess deity, benevolent one. The energy and like presence of sensuality, creation, fertility, you know, um, like the pleasures of sex and stimulation and like self love and healing and the waters of life and creation and intuition and all of those things, right? Just basically, and it's a high priestess, empress, like the energies of just like this is what all queens aspire to be, right? Graceful, like beautiful, like effervescent, like bubbly and life-giving and joyous and positive and nurturing, reflective and receptive, right? Bringing in things just by being, you know, um, the mother of all things, really, like, and it has the different flavors. You could have Eve, you could have Lilith, you could have Oshun, you could have Kalima, You could have it's a lot of different. You could have shoot, Ganesha is a man, but that's still like a feminine type of. But it's like there are so many things out there, and you know what? It's all one singular thing at the end of the day. But it's a each one is a different reflection of a certain aspect of that energy, right? And so you in just all of those that I named, you have abundance and prosperity. You have beauty and love and sex and self-healing. You have creation and destruction. You have the joys of life and the love of living, right? The love of little children and wanting to perpetuate life and grow things and make things beautiful. All of those things, right? Which is the opposite of, or not even the opposite, but just a different aspect or side of the coin or flavor of, masculine would be the other side. And so masculine is like action, is like going to get it, is like building it and putting it together, is like, is not as much that goes into it because it is like, okay, what I just thought, okay, is okay. So like masculine energy is like screwdrivers, right? Because you stick it in things and it does one thing, but it does that one thing in every way for everything, and that seems to be a thing that works, and it just works. That's just what it does, right? Its uses. It does what it does, and it is used for what it is used for to do what it does and make things happen, right? Now, feminine energy is like a ladle. Stick with me now, because a ladle is a bowl, it's a cup, it's a gourd, it's a scoop of space, but it's so put together in such a way that it can hold other things inside of its space. You stick this space into other spaces and collect energy of whatever you stuck it into, and when you pull it up, you now have three different things. You have what started, you have what is, and then you have what's within, right? And so like with masculine energy, it is always that thing that's going in to something to do something, right? Feminine energy is always that what's within and what's going to come out of it, right? And so like it's just a duality of like, are you giving or are you receiving? Are you gifting or are you presenting? Like, are you like doing or are you being? Like, like is like, do you want it or do you need it? Like, do you have it or can you get it type things? Like, and so that's the feminine aspect of like, when you're feminine, your whole life is basically being more so an observer and just seeing, how life plays out, but responding in the ways that you can when it's time to, with what you have to contribute to that. And then in doing that, it brings other things to you that resonate with that energy. It's very much so like the law of attraction. And so wrapping all of that up into a male masculine, aggressive, like, very powerful, conduit, physical meat pocket vessel body, right thing, right? So me being me and who I am a young man who has lived life my whole life as a young man and done all the things that males have to do. I played sports. I was very smart when it came to like, analytical things, critical thinking, math and science, those types of things. But I'm also good at music, which is a more so feminine thing, right? Like I've had to like learn how to fix a tire, work on cars, do all the man things, you know, um, take a punch and not break a sweat and don't really show too many emotions type things, you know uh, you know uh, just do it and not really talk about it, like keep your things to yourself type things, and like um respond with passion and aggression and high energy and type things, and like all of those things that men do. But Also, it is flavored and colored mostly with the energy of I am still a human being. I am empathetic. I know how you feel. I understand what's going on. I know what to do. I can create things. I'm very creative. I can see, you know, in between the lines and through the wiggles and things and the waves and the feels and the frequencies and things, and like at the same time, like I'm receiving, and I see what's in front of me, male energy, but I'm also seeing what's within female energy, and I put those together, and it becomes almost a superpower of being able to look at something and see the value in it on the outside, the what it is, and also on the inside, right? And it took for me, because in my lifetime, just the way I was brought up, and being a boy and being raised Christian and being a lot of things, it was not okay to be a lot of the things that I naturally am, right? And so I was forced to repress that and mold myself to be more so a chameleon, a shapeshifter of someone who can easily like flow between the different states of energy of like, okay, here it's okay to be a little more like, oh, or, whereas right here, this is more business professional, the status quo, presentation, looks of everything. So let me be a little bit more and, type things and so for a long time, like even me internally knowing my entire life that I'm like a very strong physical being on the outside, but also filled with a lot of just like the waters on the inside. Um, I had to grapple with accepting myself for being more so feminine in my life. Like I have a deep voice, like I do man things, like I've been a man of the house since I was like 14, 15, and it's like, so I know how to do all the things that men have to do, right? But then I'm also me in a different way of most people, and I just had to learn to accept that, and then like make it work for me, and embracing that, and then in embracing it and loving it for me about myself, without anybody else is contribution of opinion or energy or criticism or anything, and just loving me for who I am and the way I am and the way I do things, and how I came to be in this world. I started to notice that a lot of different things in my life started changing in the ways of like I'm accepting more of myself, and so more things that are like true and authentic and genuine to what it is and who I am and how we both come together with the same similar energy. Like, started to more so come into my life. Like I am, understanding that I am a being that is very magnetic and has this law of attraction thing, kind of like, I can manifest pretty well is all I can say about it. And like it's just like, every day is a test of three things. Are you here, and do you know who and where and what you are? And like how have you evolved and, become better and grown and matured since the last time you checked in? And then also, what is your current state and situation, and what needs to be done, and what can you do about it, and how and when, and what is the best, method, and like map to the madness, to so to speak, right, or whatever. And then on top of all of that, and the most important thing at the end of the day, how do I feel about this me, and what I'm receiving internally, the feels and vibes and sensations that I'm getting behind whatever this is. How am I feeling about this, and what can I do to either, make more of that feeling happen, or change my frequency so I feel differently, right? And every day is still, I'm still here every day that we're doing this and living here and being a part of the golden frequency and the collective of, here we are once again. Like, um, what, no, basically, regardless of what goes on outside of my own personal self and my life and the things that I have to deal with and go through and do on the daily, you know, there's outside of there's a whole, universe of multiverses and parallel dimensions right outside of me. And I have to, get in where I fit in and shrug and jive and duck and dive sometimes to, do what I gotta do to make it through and, still be okay with myself at the end of the day. And then, give thanks to and, gratitude and praise and just, just acknowledgement to all the things that came together to make whatever is is in now. And I think that's something we all struggle with in our own way. But this was just, life through my lens, just a little bit. I was having an as told by Ginger moment. That used to be my show back in the day. 90s Babies Unite. And if you are a 90s Babies and you know what I'm talking about, the girl with the ginger blonde hair. And she had a weird brother who was like he was very like Scorpio Aquarius, like he's just weird. But he had friends that were amazing. I think I'm that girl that he met who was a PK. She could move things with her mind. And he was intrigued and scared by her, but he was also attracted to the fact that what she is so much herself and so much standing in her own personal power that she can literally make shit around her move just by thinking it. That's what's up. And it wasn't even just that. It was just that she was just a really great person, and I think he had a crush on her. I don't know. Like they were divine counterparts or some type of something like that. Go watch that video. Um, and also, if you have not checked this show out, it's on Amazon Prime. I found this and watched it all and loved it. It's called The Wheel of Time. And it's basically a show about the different types of people on Earth. This was like back in the olden days before the Bible was written and when people were still, very much so in touch and in tune with the forces that be, right? And there were like these two different types of people who were like the main like spiritual like warriors of the show or whatever, I guess you could say. There were the Aes Sedai, um, which were, and I guess in their language that meant like the eyes to see or something like that, or those who receive or something like that. It was you have to watch it because I don't remember. But these were all women who could tap into the energy of source and channel it through their body and make things happen. They were like sacred high priestess type people that were almost worshipped as like gods or like demigods, who never saw themselves as that, but just other people around them just knew that they were just that powerful that they were not they were forces to be reckoned with and nothing to sneeze at, right? Those were the magics, though, right? The people who were in, who did the things without touching things. But then each one had a man who was empathically and soul tied to this woman, and no matter what kind of lives they both lived, they were still their individual people, but they came together to be this one energy of yin and yang coming together as one force, because the man was always like this very like man of no words and lots of action, like the strongest fighters in the land, most skilled, adept people with weapons and all the martial arts, and were called wards because they were basically the shepherds and protectors of these, super powerful spiritual women. They always came in pairs and they basically lived their lives, once they came and found each other and chose each other, they were inseparable and they could always feel each other no matter how far apart they were. And they were just connected, like together with his super masculine but very non-toxic, very healthy emperor, magician, like standing in his physical power energy. He lent her physical strength while her receiving the source of, of life, spirit of God energy. She protected him from all spiritual danger, right? And it was just like a give and take of we're both here physically doing something for each other, but we're also, you know, not non physically doing something for each other in a very intimate way, right? And somebody is really just, I don't know, I guess getting choked up or something, or just does not want me to be talking about these things no more or something. I don't know. My ancestors did see somebody is doing black magic trying to shut me up, but it will never work because I am protected. But my ancestors have just told me that, I think I got the message across. I think I did a pretty good job, and I can take a rest or relax for the night. It was wonderful to see you, and subscribe if you haven't already. My name is BK. This is a BK creation. This is a beautiful creation from a beautiful creature. My name BK with the styling. And I love you. I am me, and that's all I can be. And you do you, and always stay true. And you know what? That's just what it is. And I thank you, and I will see y'all in the next one. See you very soon. I say Namaste, family. Stay blessed up and prayed up. And we just we out here together. Whether we see each other or not, we always got each other's backs. And I feel y'all just like y'all feel me. And just know BK loves you. See you soon. I promise you. And love. Always greet the day with a smile and say thank you for just even waking up. It's always nice.